Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Are you ready for another fantastic blade forging adventure? Because I have a new idea. Okay, we've got our 52-100 steel here. Dry these off a bit. We'll clean these up more later, but for now, the only reason I'm using 3 pieces is to get the thickness that I want. This is 1/8 inch thick, so we've got about 3/8 here. 4 inches long. Now this next step could certainly be done with a hacksaw, but for time's sake, and since I have one, I'm going to use a portaband. No! It's already coming apart. See? It broke right there. So you can see what I'm trying to do here is I'm cutting lines, making cuts, and it's kind of like an accordion. They're connected on either side, but a little bit, not enough material right there. I think we'll be okay. I don't want that to happen anymore though. Okay, so we've run into a problem. At this stage there's just so much, I mean, it's only holding on by, you know, that right there, or, you know, whatever little bit. So I can't press down like I need to. I can't get the downward pressure with the portaband to do what we need to do. So I'm gonna have to come back over here to the hacksaw. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. Well, I think we mostly got it. Okay, so maybe I should have done this first, but now we need to clean off all these surfaces. Well, the reason I didn't do it first is because I knew there was going to be some burrs, so that's going to give us a chance to clean those off and make sure the surfaces of our steel are all clean and ready to forge weld. I've got these marked so that hopefully we can put them back together the same way they are. It's going to be important. Okay, so we've got our pieces cleaned off, particularly the surfaces on the inside that are going to be forge welded together. And again, this would be better in a lot of respects to have one solid piece of steel. The only reason I'm using 3 is because I want that thickness, and I don't have 3/8 by 2 stock. Another thing you could do here is use a solid center piece in the middle to make a sort of a San Mai style blade. But I'm going to try it like this to start with to make sure that our pattern is through the entire piece of steel. So I need a piece 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches wide, maybe plus a little extra. So let's go 2 7/8. And this is so that I can put a 3/8 inch mild steel rod around the perimeter. So it's going to put us at, we'll just go 5 inches. Okay, I've got a couple sections of 3/8 mild steel rod, 4 inches long, and we're going to use a piece of the same steel stock to measure this out here, although I probably need to give myself a little bit of extra to account for shrinkage and all that kind of stuff when welding. Okay, our white paint is mostly dry, and that will keep this from welding to everything here. I gave myself a little extra room. Come on now. Now comes the fun part. So now we're going to take our 1080 powdered steel with 4% nickel powder content and fill in all the little gaps here. So I'm afraid I probably have powdered steel in between my 3 layers, which is not ideal, but anyway, that's why a solid piece would be better. But anyway, we're going to continue forward. Alright guys, there it is. Still very warm. We'll let it cool down a little bit and we'll start cutting into it, and hopefully everything's all solid in there. Ah, there it is. Ooh, I hope that's solid. I think it is. Should be. I did a little bit of cleanup grinding on the edges and stuff, and just a little bit here and there, and everything looks great. So let's continue on. Let's make a knife. Oh no, did you see what happened there? Started to forge it down, and that was just too much. I don't know if we can grind these off and if it's gonna hold up further in the billet. I don't know, we'll try it, but that's not good. Man, that is really disappointing. I had high hopes for this project. It's still cracking. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to save this one, guys. I'm gonna try again, but it doesn't look too good. Well, that deteriorated rather rapidly, but it became apparent as I was forging it out. I started using the hand hammer, hoping that that would sort of minimize the stresses to the steel, and I guess it did, but I kept having to grind out cracks, and eventually, or pretty quickly, we completely lost the outside edge of our original steel, which I was hoping to have be part of the blade, and I guess I made that part a little bit too, I cut too close to the edges to really make that possible. Anyway, so pretty quick we ended up with just a billet, forge welded, but not very well apparently. So yeah, just squishing that in the press did not give it enough pressure on all directions to sufficiently forge weld that. And even if it had, I wouldn't really trust that for a blade with just those, what am I trying to say? Those ends butted together and forge welded together. If there was additional solid steel around or in part of that pattern, like I'd intended, but didn't execute properly, then I think would make a decent blade. I have a lot of other ideas though, so that one didn't work so good, and it could have, it would have made a neat pattern, like. It was starting to look like kind of a cool zebra pattern, but anyway, I'm kind of surprised it didn't just break apart in the quench, but it didn't. But obviously all those cracks, you can see that grain structure was really bad, which is to be expected. That's all that 1080 in there, in between the 52-100. But every single place that broke was right in those saw cuts with that powdered steel. So yeah, that's an interesting experiment. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.